I was never a huge fan of scaling franchises like Marvel and DC because there's so much content to go through, so many retcons and reboots, but if you just kind of composite scale comics, it can be pretty fun, especially with how ridiculous you can chain scale stuff. And one of the best examples is how you can get a usually presented as street level hero Spider-Man to some pretty extreme levels. I've only just started scaling Spider-Man and I've already gotten him to some pretty extreme levels. You wouldn't expect him to be that strong, but he's done some crazy stuff. Outmaneuvered some of the X-Men, he straight up ran up on the Fantastic Four, and what's so crazy about that is that he took a punch from the Thing, a guy who scales to the Hulk. Characters like the Thing and the Hulk, even while casually fighting, scale up to multi-solar system level, so even while this is a casual punch, and he even says that he was pulling back on the punch, this could mean Spider-Man's durability scales from solar system to multi-solar system level. Spider-Man was also able to outmaneuver the Human Torch. This is impressive because there's arguments for the Human Torch having immeasurable speed. Even on the lower ends of speed, Spider-Man scales to characters like the Vulture, who I've calculated to be at least supersonic plus speeds, which also in itself has a lot of implications that he can keep up with the Vulture, because originally, when the Vulture debuted, he kind of speed blitzed Spider-Man. But then, in less than a day, Peter makes a bunch of new gadgets and upgrades his suit, and then he can fight the Vulture. So maybe we should be applying the prep time argument to more than just Batman. Spider-Man has also fought, and from what I know, gotten the better of Grey Hulk, this being a Hulk who casually has Brown Dwarf star level AP. The Thing has even said Grey Hulk is somewhat relative to Green Hulk in strength. I'm not saying that Spider-Man scales to some of these characters at their top strength or speed, but he can fight with them when they're on a more casual level. To put this into perspective, the Thing has kind of like accidentally knocked out the Silver Surfer while he was off guard before, meaning Spider-Man somewhat scales to a guy who one-shot the Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer himself being a character commonly accepted as solar system to galaxy level. What makes this even crazier is that Spider-Man can sometimes low-diff the Rhino, a guy who has run up on the Silver Surfer and low-key put the brakes on him. Spider-Man can quickly adapt and overcome opponents who usually dominate him. He's created special webs to counter more elemental type villains, and it's been pretty well documented by Dr. Octopus, a character who used to dominate Spider-Man, that Spider-Man fights on a more casual level, and then when push comes to shove, he gets serious and he's referred to as an almost unstoppable force. Peter is also no slouch when it comes to stuff like gear, tech, and even his intelligence in general. His battle IQ is impressive, being able to make advanced and complex structures out of his webs on the fly. He designed his own gear out of basically scraps and a sewing machine at the age of 17. What's even more impressive is that he's tight on money when he does this. He's heralded as a super genius, can build advanced armors and tech almost like Tony Stark, and has defeated Dr. Octopus in a battle of the minds. Even Reed Richards believes that if Peter had access to the same type of stuff that Reed does, they would be pretty equal. This is impressive because Reed Richards is often considered one of the greatest minds in all of Marvel Comics, but boosting his already tremendous battle IQ is his spider sense. Peter has also done some additional training with some of the greatest fighters in all of Marvel. Even Iron Fist has acknowledged that Peter is pretty good, and Iron Fist has basically infinite skill when it comes to fighting. So what's the deal here? Is Spider-Man just really humble, or are characters in Marvel just that strong? I think the real answer is that even Marvel's low and mid tiers are just insanely powerful. That'll do it for this video. As always, bye!